You downloaded the game, you pulled a few lucky SSR units, and you thought you were cruising. But suddenly, you hit a massive progression wall. Your team gets wiped in 5 seconds, your resource generation is stalled, and your rank is plummeting. Welcome back to Dark Pingle. The Idle Fantasy servers are completely flooded right now because of the Enter the Genesis Battlefield campaign running on Crosswave until July 9th. With a massive 40,000 cross pool on the line, the competition is ruthless. The players dominating the leaderboard right now aren't just luckier than you. They are actively avoiding the 5 fatal traps that are currently ruining your account. Before we diagnose these account-breaking mistakes, here is the mandatory platform disclosure. This content was independently produced by the streamer and is not supported, recommended, or managed by the company or the Crosswave program. Today, we are tearing down the 5 core pillars of the game: hero collection, cyber fantasy world mechanics, team strategy, anime combat, and epic boss battles to show you exactly where you are leaking efficiency. If you want to salvage your account and secure your payout, stop auto-battling and pay attention. Let's expose trap number 1. The first mistake happens within the first 10 minutes of downloading the game. We are looking at Pillar 1, Hero Collection. The developer has designed the gacha system to trigger your dopamine, but if you fall into the roster trap, your account is dead on arrival. The mistake here is spreading your resources too thin to build a wide roster of base-level SSR units. You pull a shiny new damage dealer, and you immediately dump all your progression gold and experience into them. This is a fatal error. In the mid to late game of Idle Fantasy, a base-level top-tier hero is mathematically useless because they are level capped. To break past the level thresholds, you must rely on Duplicate Awakening. The elite players are saving their premium currency for specific faction-focused banners to guarantee they pull 4 or 5 copies of the exact same hero. A fully awakened A-tier unit will absolutely obliterate a base-level S-tier unit. Stop pulling on every single banner that pops up on your screen. Pick your core 5 heroes, lock your wishlist, and hoard your summons until you can guarantee duplicate pulls. Trap number 2 is a complete misunderstanding of the world design. Let's talk about Pillar 2, Cyber Fantasy. The developers built a stunning world where neon cybernetics clash with ancient magical elements. But the fatal trap here is aesthetic blindness, treating these designs as just cool artwork rather than strict mathematical rules. When you enter a specific zone, the cyber fantasy aesthetic tells you exactly what kind of enemies you are facing. If you are fighting heavily armored cybermech units, and you bring a team of standard physical attackers, your damage output will be mitigated into the ground. You must memorize the factional damage multipliers. In this game, hitting an enemy with their factional weakness doesn't just give a tiny 5% boost. It provides a massive 20% to 25% damage amplification and significantly reduces the damage your tank takes. If you are hard stuck on a campaign stage, 9 times out of 10, your power level is fine. You are just bringing the wrong cyber faction to the fight. Read the environment, analyze the enemy tags, and swap your units accordingly. This flows directly into trap number 3, a complete failure in Pillar 3, Team Strategy. The mistake most players make is copying the top player on the server leaderboard, pasting that exact team into their own grid, and wondering why they are still losing. This is the synergy trap. Whale comps work because they have maxed out gear and premium artifacts. For the rest of us, strategy requires actual brain power. First, you must secure your faction aura. Deploying a mixed bag team of 5 different factions leaves thousands of free stat points on the table. You need to build a 3-2 or a pure 5-unit faction synergy to unlock the massive passive health and attack bonuses. But more importantly, you are failing at grid manipulation. If the enemy team has a cyber assassin whose skill description explicitly says targets the enemy with the lowest physical defense, and you leave your primary healer sitting unprotected in the back corner, you are going to lose that fight in 3 seconds. you must manually move your tankiest off-healer into that targeted slot to bait the assassin's opening burst. Your grid is not static. You should be rearranging your formation before every single difficult battle. Trap number 4 is pure laziness during Pillar 4. Enemy Combat. Yes, this is an idle RPG, but that title is a trap. If you leave the auto battle toggle turned on while attempting to push high-tier progression stages, you are going to fail. I call this auto battle laziness. The game features highly dynamic, flashy anime combat sequences, and hidden within those beautiful graphics is precise frame data. The AI running your auto battle will just spam your character's ultimate abilities the exact millisecond their energy bar fills up. This results in massive wasted healing and overlapping crowd control. To beat stages above your combat power, you must take manual control and execute animation canceling. Watch the enemy models. When an elite enemy winds up their glowing anime ultimate attack, you manually trigger your tank's stun ability or your support's invulnerability shield to perfectly intercept their cast. By controlling the timing of your ultimates, you can completely shut down the enemy's damage cycle. Finally, the trap that will cost you the most high-end loot on the server, failing at Pillar 5, Epic Boss Battle. Whether you are fighting a massive cyber dragon or an intense guild boss, you are falling for the roster mismatch trap. You cannot bring your standard 5-man story progression team into a boss fight. Story teams are built around area of effect damage and crowd control. Bosses are completely immune to crowd control, meaning your stun-heavy characters are essentially dead weight in these encounters. Epic bosses are a pure DPS check. You must build a dedicated boss-killing preset team focused entirely on single-target optimization. This means deploying units that apply defense-shredding debuffs, attack speed steroids, and massive single-target burst multipliers. If you aren't swapping to a specialized boss-killing roster every time you enter a raid, you are feeding the boss and throwing away your guild's ranking. If you are making any of those 5 mistakes, fix your account right now. The Genesis Battlefield campaign is live, and the 40,000 cross-reward pool is waiting for the players who actually understand the math. The campaign window officially closes on July 9th, but you must pay attention to the fine print, the absolute July 15th KYC deadline. If you do not have your platform KYC verified by July 15th, you will forfeit every single token you earned. No KYC, no payout. Check the official link in my description to access the Crosswave dashboard and track the live leaderboards. If this reality check helped you salvage your progression, smash the like button, subscribe to Dark Pingle, and turn on the bell so you never miss a Web3 masterclass. Drop a comment below telling me which of these 5 traps you were guilty of. Fix your grids, dominate the battlefield, and I'll see you at the top. Peace.